The story of the Rothschild family begins not in a grand palace, but in the crowded and restrictive Judengasse, the Jewish ghetto of Frankfurt, Germany. In the mid-18th century, this was the world of Meyer Amschel Rothschild. He was born in 1744 into a community that faced significant social and professional limitations. Despite these challenges, the ghetto was also a place of intense commercial activity and close-knit family ties, which would become the bedrock of his future success. Meyer Amschel started his career dealing in rare coins and antiques, a trade that allowed him to build relationships with wealthy patrons, including influential German aristocrats who were fascinated by ancient numismatics. This initial business of coin dealing was the seed from which a global financial empire would grow. Meyer Amschel was astute and diligent, earning a reputation for his honesty and his deep knowledge of currency. He understood that trust was the most valuable asset in any financial transaction. His small shop became a hub for exchanging different currencies and providing small loans. He named his business after the red shield, or Zum Rothenschilde, that had adorned his family's home for generations. This symbol would soon become synonymous with wealth and power on a scale the world had never before witnessed, a testament to its founder's vision. The key to Meyer Amschel's early success was his relationship with Crown Prince Wilhelm of Hesse. After being appointed as a court agent, or Hofjude, he was entrusted with managing the finances of one of Germany's wealthiest nobles. This was a monumental step, elevating him from a simple trader to a respected financial manager. It provided him with invaluable experience in handling large sums of money and navigating the complex world of aristocratic finance. This position gave him access to capital and connections that were far beyond the reach of his peers, setting the stage for a much larger enterprise. Meyer Amschel's vision extended far beyond his own lifetime and the confines of Frankfurt. He understood that for his family to truly prosper and secure their future, they needed to operate on an international scale. He laid the groundwork for this expansion by training his 5 sons in the principles of banking and instilling in them a powerful sense of family unity and shared purpose. He taught them that their strength would lie in their cooperation and their ability to share information and resources seamlessly across borders. This foundational strategy would prove to be the masterstroke that transformed a local German business into a European financial powerhouse. The period of the Napoleonic Wars, a time of immense turmoil and uncertainty across Europe, proved to be a pivotal opportunity for the Rothschild family. While other businesses collapsed under the strain of constant conflict, the Rothschilds thrived. Meyer Amschel's sons, now strategically placed in key European cities, created a sophisticated network for moving money, goods, and information across a war-torn continent. They used a system of couriers and codes to communicate faster than governments, giving them a significant advantage. This network allowed them to finance armies and manage the wealth of rulers who had been displaced by the conflict. Nathan Mayer Rothschild, the third son who had settled in London, emerged as a financial genius during this era. He played a crucial role in financing the British war effort against Napoleon. He arranged for the payment of British troops and their allies, a logistical nightmare that others were unable to solve. Nathan devised ingenious methods to transfer vast sums of gold across Europe, bypassing blockades and enemy territories. His ability to deliver on these massive and risky undertakings solidified the Rothschilds' reputation with the British government, making them the most important financiers in the world's leading financial center. The Battle of Waterloo in 1815 is perhaps the most famous event associated with the Rothschilds' rise. Legend has it that Nathan Rothschild received news of the British victory before the government itself, thanks to his superior courier network. While the story of him profiting by tricking the London Stock Exchange is likely an exaggeration, the underlying truth is significant. His network did give him an information advantage, which he used to make astute financial decisions. The family's ability to provide enormous sums of gold to the British government in the aftermath of the war cemented its position as the preeminent banking house in Europe. Following Napoleon's defeat, the Rothschilds were instrumental in stabilizing the economies of Europe. They issued government bonds, helping nations like France and Austria recover from the devastation of war and rebuild their finances. This was a new form of international finance, where a private family bank could lend to entire countries. By managing these large-scale loans, the Rothschilds not only earned immense profits, but also gained unprecedented political influence. They became indispensable partners to kings, emperors, and ministers, shaping the post-Napoleonic political and economic landscape from behind the scenes. The true genius of the Rothschild model was its unique structure, symbolized by the family crest of 5 arrows bound together, representing Mayer Amschel's 5 sons. Each son established a banking house in a major European capital: Amschel in Frankfurt, Salomon in Vienna, Nathan in London, Carl in Naples, and James in Paris. This decentralized yet deeply interconnected network was the family's greatest innovation. It allowed them to operate as a single, coordinated entity across different political and economic systems, sharing risks, information, and capital, with unparalleled speed and efficiency in an age before modern telecommunications. This pan-European structure gave them a distinct advantage over their competitors. While other banks were confined to a single nation, the Rothschilds could move capital across borders to where it was most needed or could earn the highest return. If interest rates were high in Austria, the Vienna house could draw funds from the Paris or London branches. This flexibility allowed them to finance massive projects that no single national bank could handle, such as the construction of Europe's burgeoning railway networks. They effectively created the first international bond market, connecting investors in one country with borrowers in another. The 5 brothers maintained constant communication through a private courier service that was faster and more reliable than any government's. They wrote to each other daily in a form of Judeo-German, keeping their business dealings confidential. This flow of information was their secret weapon, providing them with insights into political events and market movements before anyone else. This intelligence allowed them to anticipate shifts in government policy or the outbreak of conflicts, protecting their assets and positioning themselves to profit from change. Their network was the 19th century equivalent of a high-speed information superhighway. The family's unity was paramount, enforced by Mayer Amschel's will, which encouraged marriages between cousins to keep the wealth and control of the business within the family. This practice ensured that the firm remained a tightly knit private partnership for generations. The 5 houses worked in concert, supporting one another and presenting a united front to the world. A loan from the Paris house was implicitly backed by the resources of London, Frankfurt, Vienna, and Naples. This collective strength gave their clients, from monarchs to industrialists, absolute confidence in the Rothschild name, making it the ultimate symbol of financial security and reliability. The influence of the Rothschild family extended far beyond simple banking. They were architects of the modern financial world. They pioneered the concept of large-scale international government bonds, creating a system where nations could borrow vast sums from a global pool of investors. This innovation was essential for funding industrialization, building infrastructure like railways and canals, and financing governments. For instance, in 1825, they provided a loan that saved the Bank of England from collapse, and later they financed the British government's purchase of shares in the Suez Canal, a move of immense geopolitical importance. Their political influence was a direct consequence of their financial power. As the primary lenders to many European governments, their advice was sought and often heeded on matters of state. They were known to promote peace and stability, as war was generally bad for international business and the value of the government bonds they held. By choosing which governments to support and which to deny funds, they could subtly influence the course of European politics. They were not kings or politicians, but their control over the flow of capital gave them a unique form of power that transcended national borders and political ideologies. The Rothschilds also left their mark on philanthropy and culture. Adhering to Jewish traditions of charity, or tzedakah, the family donated enormous sums to education, science, and the arts. They built hospitals, supported universities, and endowed museums across Europe. Their magnificent estates and art collections, such as Waddesdon Manor in England, became centers of cultural life. This philanthropic spirit was an integral part of their legacy, demonstrating a commitment to social responsibility alongside their business acumen. They sought to use their immense wealth not just for personal gain, but also for the betterment of society. Today, though the structure of the family business has evolved, the Rothschild name continues to be a major force in global finance. The firm has adapted to the modern world, focusing on wealth management, private banking, and merger and acquisition advisory services. The era of a single family financing entire nations has passed, but the principles established by Mayer Amschel and his sons, integrity, international vision, discretion, and family unity, continue to define their brand. The Rothschild legacy is a powerful reminder of how one family's ingenuity, starting in a Frankfurt ghetto, could create a financial dynasty that would shape the course of history.